Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today's update video for Bitcoin. We are trading at $21,435. 24-hour volume, we're down 15.74%. Market cap, we are up 0.59%. So heading over to the chart here, we're going to start on our weekly chart. We can see price has increased. We can see that the candlestick body itself is coming up just shortly and going through different areas or pullbacks of our fib chart. And I'm going to show you in the day and then 4-hour time frame. But essentially right now, where we can see in our volume indicator, we're moving further away from this area of supply and demand. And really where we're taking a look at the next scale is going to be 22,500. However, there is going to be a lot of resistance along the way, but I do want to show you here is the RSI has dropped down to 67 and 88%. There is still room for the price for Bitcoin to come down before it moves into the next area that we see on a weekly time frame. Going into 1 day or daily time frame here, we're going to take a look at the RSI, also with the MACD indicator as well. Take a look at the candlesticks here. Of course, we haven't retraced 50% of this bullet or this red candle itself. So again, it's not going to be a huge reversal pattern that we are seeing. We can see that the upper band and the lower band again is expanding, so there is higher volatility. And take a look at how far the price is compared to the 20 MA to retest this area of resistance. It is quite far, so even though we are up for the day today, it's not going to be a huge thing. If we take a look at our RSI, we're sitting at 23 and 9%. Of course, the RSI can increase. However, we are going to be rejected from multiple resistance line coming up to the 21,680 until we can be able to see this breakaway of a switch over of our MACD indicator, indicating that the trend of the bear trend has ended. So going into 4 hours, here we're going to take a look at some of the candlestick patterns. If there is any, there is a slight bullish divergence that we saw. And of course, the last video that we saw here was ultimately retesting this area as a resistance line. Again, I was heavily talking about the MACD indicator. If we saw a switch over from the red to the green, then we were going to break this resistance line, and it worked perfectly well here. We see the crossover simply in this retest of this resistance line coming into our volume. We had at least 318 trades of Bitcoin in this volume and then retesting this area. So as these histograms or these bars itself of our MACD indicator, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 peaks itself. This ultimately may be the peak of this actual bull trend that we've got, this pullback, that scenario that we got here. We can see that the RSI peaked closer to the resistance line, roughly around 193 here. We see the crossover signaling a sell opportunity, which brought the price ultimately down and retraced down. What we can hopefully say is if our MACD indicator has a little bit more of a push and we see another bar itself as strong in color and maybe a little bit bigger in size, we may be able to come back and retest this area as a resistance line. But we do see our RSI really high here, so price is going to come back down. It is going to retrace here, and ultimately where we are may see the retracement line is possibly coming down to the 38% here of our fib chart, which is 21,322, depending on how strong this is. If we do see some alleviated colors here of the lightning colors in the green, as we're coming down to the 38%, we may possibly drop down even more. The bullish divergence here that we can see is ultimately this candlestick wick at the very bottom, and then here as well we can see on the price it moved sideways, and then we can see the RSI, it moved upwards. So this is just a very small medium bullish divergence that we're seeing, not a huge divergence that we are seeing. It may have already been over by this signal here, but we do ultimately need to make sure that we are closing either above the 38% of our fib or either the 50% of our fib. If we do retrace back to the 61, then this ultimate uptrend, this pullback may not actually be strong as we wanted to, and we may actually come back down here for the 20,700. So that is my video update for Bitcoin. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.